Sports injury prevention is a big part of what DPT is all about. We realize that there's now science out there that we can take and offer to our patients to prevent their injuries. We are athletes. We understand the sports from field and court to running to all the endurance sports. Runners, you might say, are one of our specialty. We understand the biomechanics of running. We understand what it takes to train to run certain distances. What we do for a sprinter is different from what we do from the marathoner. Our runner's injury prevention program has met with great success. It involves a detailed evaluation and history of the runner. We'll then perform a biomechanical evaluation completed by a gait analysis. The gait analysis is very exciting. We can do a frame-by-frame, slow-motion evaluation of how that runner runs on our treadmill or out on the street, with shoes on or off, with and without the foot orthotics, to evaluate the best fit, best situation, and best set of exercise that this runner can do to reduce the risk of injury. We take what we know about running and exercise physiology and match that to the biomechanical evaluation so we can give that runner a full program so they understand the exercises they need to do and how to pit that against and meld that with their training so they don't overtrain and they get best possible outcome. Our bike fit is unlike any other retail bike store. We're the experts in anatomy and kinesiology. So our bike fit includes a very detailed evaluation of the musculoskeletal system of every cyclist. We look at posture, range of motion, strength, flexibility. We measure the torsion in the lower bones of the lower extremity. We measure the spinal range of motion from the lumbar to the thoracic to the cervical spine. And we also make sure we measure arm length and shoulder width. We take this information from the anatomical evaluation of the cyclist and then we use it as we measure the cyclist on their bike. We measure what's called the power plant, and this really includes the leg and foot interaction with the pedal to make sure the kneecap is lined up properly with the pedal, that there's a proper seat height. Then we measure what's called the cockpit, and that's the upper extremity of the torso as it relates to the handlebars. You've got to have proper width, proper drop from the seat height to the handlebars. We want to look at how the spine interacts with that cockpit. Once we have that information, we can make recommendations to the cyclist. They can go back to the bike store and complete the process there by getting the proper adjustments made through a stem or a headset or crank length. We have the CompuTrainer here at DPT, and our cyclists use that as the final measurement of their bike fit. So we want to make sure that the measurements we've made and suggested translate into optimal force generated by that cyclist while they're on the bike. That's used for the testing and measuring. We then use the CompuTrainer for cyclists who would like to come back and train on it. And we have a system in place where the cyclist can return and train on the CompuTrainer. At DPT, we are proud to be the only provider of the Sports Metrics program in Vermont. Sports Metrics is a program developed by the Cincinnati Sports Medicine Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, to reduce the risk of the non-contact injury of the ACL, it's a ligament in the knee, of young girls. The Sports Metric program benefits the female athlete who participates mainly in court and field sports. Girls participating in soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, and basketball. 3 years ago, we flew to Cincinnati and worked with these researchers and became certified in their program and have been proud to offer it here in Vermont. A few summers ago, we participated in a new component of the Sports Metric research where they added speed, agility, and quickness as part of their program. The program is 6 weeks long, takes an hour and a half at each session, and it's a progressive program. It becomes more difficult for the athletes to perform these plyometric jumps, which require strength, agility, and balance. And it's been shown that these programs reduce the risk of the ACL injury. We continue to offer the Sports Metric program throughout the year to athletes who want to improve their performance, but more importantly, reduce the risk of this ACL injury.